Oh my God. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Survivor Social, where we talk about the survivor through the social lens. And today, I'm just going to get straight to it. We have one of my absolute favorite people in the entire world, Ghandia Johnson, with us today. Ghandia, how are you?
Let's go. I mean, literally. I'm good. I just got finished watching episode 3, like literally before I got on here, and it is a lot. It's a lot of tea. It's a lot of tea. It's very exciting. This season's really exciting. I'm happy to be watching it. So
yeah, there's a lot going on. It's
going
a
on.
kind of a shit show in a lot of ways, but we love that.
Kinda. Yeah. So do we start by saying who I don't like?
I want to hear your opinions, your takes on the season, please.
So in no particular order, Bruce, because he's the most annoying. Bruce annoys the shit out of me. Bruce annoys the shit out of me from an audience standpoint, a fan standpoint, because he's literally explaining his bad gameplay. I'm going to be the crazy uncle. Hey, move that over there. Oh, you guys don't have to be, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. Hey, stop fucking around and build that shit. It's like oh, can I cuss?
Oh my God, yeah, go for it.
Okay. So it's like he's constantly, I think I'm doing great at being the fun uncle. And I'm like, no, you're doing a great job of fucking getting on everyone's nerves. You are getting on my nerves. Getting on my nerves. When he was in the boat and like doing this. I hate all of that shit. I hate it. I hate it all. He's really fucking annoying. In second place is Emily, the one who came onto the boat with her balls exposed, like holding them in her hand, like, hey, here's my balls. I'm gonna be rude. I don't give a fuck. Hey, Bruce, you're a dick. I don't like you. You have an advantage. Hey, everybody, Bruce has an advantage, so watch his ass. I was like, subtlety, not her thing. And then she's, like, when everyone is talking about the pyramids and they can have a battery inside them or whatever, I mean, a social game would tell you, oh, bro, totally. I heard they were triangular energizers. That's what I would have said, even though I didn't know that shit. I'd be like, yeah, that's how they power the sun. I would have been on that same stupid ass try. But then when they turned to her, she's like, I actually don't give it any thought at all. Get out of here. That's why no one likes you. She's like the person at work and everybody's talking shit. Did you hear Ghandia? Did you hear Ghandia? I'm like, well, I'm Survivor. Did you hear that? Oh, I heard that. And I heard that she's trying to say that she's going on the Peace Corps. And then the one bitch says, I don't like talking about people behind their back. You know nobody likes you, right? That's Emily. That's Emily's ass.
But Emily's gotten a little better, hasn't she? A little bit.
Because she stopped having that stick up her ass. She pulled the stick out of her ass. Mm-hmm. And now she's like, oh, I actually have to talk to people and be social. It's like, yeah, you can't just gun down people, Yeah. And then it's like, she just doesn't have any redeeming, like charming qualities. So immediately she's just on your nerves all the time. Like, even when she's trying to be nice, she's still on your nerves a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. She is still a little bit greater.
Third place is the smartest, dumbest man in the world. That tall ass drink of water. I like to call him College Boy because he's book smart, but he's stupid as hell.
Drew?
Drew. He's stupid.
Yeah. This episode especially.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's digging for an idol and D hops up on him. He's like, ugh. He didn't say tacos. He didn't say shit. He just looked suspicious as fuck. You don't have any social game with your book smart ass. Stop talking about how smart your ass is when you're actually dumb. You're dumb, and that's the whole thing. It's like you have to have a social game. You have to know how to lie convincingly. You have to respect people. You have to have some kind of, you have to have something for people to want to support you and align with you and think
True.
they can go far with you. And you can't
Yeah.
just do it picking apart people, being a dickhead, or acting like somebody's goofy uncle, or saying, I'm smart. When he said him and the Ken guy, what's the Ken guy with the dark hair? Aaron Austin. He said, me and Austin are a perfect pair. Perfect. Because he's got the charm and the smarts and the charisma, and I'm smart. Nigga, that's 3 things to get one thing. What are you talking about?
You have to bring something to the table besides the fact that you're.
He should have said he was tall. I'm like, yo, you're taller than
That's true. Yeah.
He's so not confident about.
Okay, what about your favorites though?
Okay, my favorites are the attorney that doesn't say she's an attorney. I don't know her. I don't remember her name.
Katora?
Katora. I like her, and I like how she was sitting there with the guy who's the attorney, and she's like, so what's it like being an attorney? I'm like,
And she hates Bruce.
right. So it's like, I love it. She hates Bruce, but she picked Bruce out for the same reason that I did. It's like, the thing about Bruce that's hard for him, which I feel bad, he's in a precarious situation, right? Because he's been on there, and you really are looking at him like you got the chance to do this before, albeit you left right away. You still got all the way to this point, so you really get a second chance. For what? I don't know. I guess they threw you a bone, whatever. But what you don't want to do, Bruce, is start talking about how you was a celebrity and how you're trying to pretend not to be a threat and constantly making yourself a threat while also being wickedly annoying.
That's very true.
Katara picking him apart, and like in these most recent episodes, she's like, anybody says some shit about him, I'm like, yep. They say shit don't stink. I'm like, yes, it's really stinky. Like that dynamic. I really like that.
Yeah.
So she's my first favorite. My second favorite is a sleeper, which I think is Mama Jade. And I'm on the side because I have played this strategy before, right? With my online game, where everybody, they look to you as an elder. They look to you kind of for advice. They don't really see you as a threat. They see you as an easy ally. And so you end up navigating the tribe as a kind of like momager kind of thing. And she's doing it very effortlessly. And I don't think she's doing it on purpose, but I think she knows what she's doing. Like, she's like, I'm not everybody's mom, and I'm kind of getting on the side of that. Get on the side, girl. Don't get on the side. Open the door. Go in. Lock the door. Board it up. You're in there. Just embrace that, But I think sometimes with older women, particularly, we don't want to be judged as the older one. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's something in every woman. You still want to be hot. You still want to be a hot girl. And if you're looked at as the mom, then maybe that's not what's going on. So I can understand why she doesn't want to gravitate to that. Plus, if you are looked at as the mom, then you're kind of like in charge of people too. And so there's a little bit of not wanting to be that either.
Yeah.
But I like her a lot. And then my third pick, and he's kind of a sleeper too, is the IT guy, the Asian guy. What's his name? If he's still there, he's still there. On Below.
Oh, Brando.
Yes, I like Brando. I got confused because Brandon, did he even exist? I don't know. Brandon is like somebody that's sitting at the bus stop, and I'm a Survivor producer. I'm like, hey, do you like Survivor? Do I? Do you want to be on the show? Would I? Are you ready to go? Today.
Yeah, poor Brandon.
Should not work out or get more shape. No, eat some cheeseburgers and some chips and drink some soda. Don't run at all. gonna pick you up. We're taking you to the airport right now. Come on, y'all. Here you go.
And most of all, do not learn how to climb a ladder. That would be the worst possible thing.
Don't learn how to climb a ladder. Don't fuck with ladders at all. If
No.
you see a ladder, I want you to turn around and go the other way.
Run.
Just if you see a ladder, I want you to walk under that motherfucker. That's your only, so that you get the back up. I'm so bad for him when he was in that water. I can see him shaking. And then here's me. I'm like, he's nervous. He's trembling like a mug. And it's wet and slippery. And he's mad out of shape.
And he didn't take his shoes off.
Oof.
That's
True. All right. Let's get into this episode. Actually, before we do, we have some fan questions for you, Ghandia. Our fans sent in some questions just for you.
Okay. Yes, I'm wearing deodorant. Is that one of them? Okay.
The first one is from Alana, who asks, Ghandia, what was your favorite part of the pre-jury trip from Survivor Thailand?
The pre-jury trip. My favorite part was really all of the excursions that we went to. Like I got to bungee jump like 350 feet, and that was awesome. And I got to ride on an elephant, and they have the little basket, but then they allowed us to climb out on the elephant's head and ride it. I don't know if they do that anymore because that's like mad abusive. Yeah, they abuse the fuck out of those elephants, but elephants really are like horses or dogs or dolphins. Like they really can connect to humans, right? And there was just something so magnificent about being on this super large animal, and this animal's not trying to stomp me out or buck me off or nothing. I really felt. And then my third favorite part of the excursions was getting to know the Thai people and seeing how simply they live and how much happiness they derive from really not having a lot. They have a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. So I was really able to tap into that. Even to this day, I take a lot of pleasure in, simple things, small things. So
that's beautiful.
That
Oh,
is.
I love that. All right. Yeah. Next question is from Bennett, who asks, if you had to be stuck on an island with Jan or Rob Zabachnik, who would you pick?
Jan, 100%. He's gonna get on my nerves. I love you, Rob, but you be getting on my nerves. He says bro a lot. I don't know. He's older now, so maybe he doesn't. But he does. He talks like a skater, kind of like a fuckboy.
Yeah, maybe he's.
Well, I think he was on some kind of dating show or something back in the day. I remember that when we were in the hotel.
That's true. He was on some like MTV show before he was on Survivor.
Yeah, so he has that annoying quality that now it really makes me want to punch people in the throat at this age. So not Jan. Me and Jan, we would be chilling. We'd probably be drinking some margaritas if we got to have drinks, and it would be nice. We would fish, and it would be cool. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get into this episode. So we start off, and Brandon has just left. And we hear Emily immediately brings up only 2 votes were read. That's weird. Calls out Sabaya.
Oh my god, I can't stand her. And as soon as she did that, and you cut to Sabaya's face, here goes Sabaya. Oh my god, why don't you just leave this shit alone? That's what she was thinking. Oh my god, we made a mistake giving this big. We should have kept Brandon's all useless ass. That's what I immediately, because she really wants to do her investigation, but the thing about Emily is because she has no social game and she doesn't really talk to people. She's not doing that internal investigation. It would be just as easy for her to have that conversation with Jay, right? Because Jay's her little like social game mentor. So we're only 2 votes. And then he could have told her a little lie or something with the alliance or nothing. But she wants to make it a public thing, and that's annoying. I'm sorry. That just really annoyed me.
Don't apologize.
When I saw that.
Yeah. What did you think, Tegwith? Because I'm on the same page.
I totally. I was like, when she said it out loud, I was like, I am somebody who sometimes will have to like think out. Like I sometimes when I'm in my apartment, I'll think out loud. So I get the like feeling like why I want to like think out loud, but you can't do that on Survivor. That's why when we were talking about Katora, I was like, she is like letting it all out in confessional, but from what we see,
that's it. She's not telling nobody else.
Exactly. Which is exactly. So when she said that, I was like, oh no. But then I will also say when Sabaya lied, I also went, oh no. because something in me, and I have no problem with people who lie on Survivor, but a lie where everyone else knows that it's a lie. I was a little nervous for Sabaya. I was like, "Ooh!"
But I think everybody clicked on it, and I thought it was a good move.
You did,
because
okay.
she said it right away, like as a knee jerk. She said it right away and said, "I voted." Oh no, I voted. But then I also thought she should just say, because that was enough. Because he said there's 2 votes and that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
So he cut it, because whether he would have got 2 votes or 3 votes, 2 votes was enough.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe another vote went to somebody else. Who knows?
Yeah.
Emily's goofy ass. It went to you, Goofy. Nobody really likes you still. That's what I would have said. It probably went to you. But 2 votes was enough. Because he said that. 2 votes, that's enough. Pick up your torch.
Yeah.
Now, that's enough is what, to me, a smart player would have just been like, he said 2 votes was enough. There's probably a vote for somebody else. Just like you said, David.
Yeah.
And then just leave it there. And then if
true.
her ass keeps on chopping, then that's when you put, the gameplay whisperer on her ass. Tell her to shut the hell up. And then he goes, you know what you should do, Emily? What should I do? You should shut the fuck up right now. Oh, okay.
and then she'll listen, because she
does
listen to him.
She does it because she can see. She can see her gameplay advancing a little bit with the little bit of tutelage that she's got.
That's true. So then we go to Bello, and it's scary because at first Jake is standing over the fire and almost passes out into the fire.
I knew exactly what that was. While it was happening, I know when he was blowing on the fire, I said, "You're gonna pass out." That same shit happened to me. Same exact thing. And you know who tells you not to do that? The motherfuckers that teach you how to make fire. Because why? Because it's carbon monoxide coming up off that fire. But you're blowing it because you're trying to get the embers to spark up, right? It's a natural thing to get the fire going. But what happens is you suffer from the smoke inhalation. And it gets in there, and then you feel dizzy, and then you pass out. And that fool fell right head first to that fire. As soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. So the smoke went up, and he passed out. And you don't remember what happened to me. I had a delusion that I woke up in my backyard and was having a barbecue.
Whoa!
That I won, and I was so happy. And then my punk ass woke up, and I was on that dirty ass, dusty ass beach. And I was in the fire.
That's so.
But there was nobody there. Everybody else was in the water talking about how they wanted to vote me off. So there was no camera person or anything. It was just me by myself.
Oh wow, that's terrifying. That could have been so dangerous. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I could have fallen into the fire and burned the shit out of my face or whatever. I mean, and he fell into the fire.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I mean, that's what happened on season 2 in Australian Outback when who got, what did you, when you saw that, when you watched it, what was your reaction?
It's just like no one's learning how to do the fire, because you have to have something to fan it from far away so that you can do it, because when you're standing right over it, it go and you fall. And they dead ass told us that. They dead ass told us that. And I remember when I was blowing it, I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna happen. It's fine. The fire is blur. I woke up. That shit, it gets you like right away. You don't know.
Yeah. So fast. Right? Yeah, before you even know it, you're already passed out thinking that you're at a barbecue and you already won.
He was blowing it. I was like, you can't be blowing that shit. Don't blow that shit like that. If you blow it, it's gonna yep.
And there goes. Yep. Insanity. So then we're at Reba, the Reba McEntire tribe. And as I like to say, every single episode.
Reba McEntire, Lululemon, and 10 feet below. I don't know. Blue is amazing. Ocean, so I think below, like that.
Yeah, I love that. And
below the Mediterranean. Okay.
As I have to clarify every episode, Reba McEntire was not the first person to perform Fancy. It was actually Bobby Gentry. That one's a lot better. It's got a lot more soul to it, and it's a little bit more jazzy. So just want to clear up that misconception.
No, you better come through with the clear ups. I know you better clear that up, David.
This actually isn't a Survivor podcast anymore. It's just all David does is just talk about that specific song, and that Reba
clarifies things. Yeah. David clarifies things, starring David. Okay, that was great. That was
Thank
great.
you, thank
I
you.
had no idea. All
Yeah.
right, yes,
Little
I
did you
agree
know.
though. That's
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're at Reba, and Austin
Right.
and Drew are looking for the immunity idol together, and Dee and Julie are talking, and Dee thinks Austin and Drew have to have some advantage because they're acting so secretive, and they're
Yeah,
so
because
young
they're
and they're so inexperienced. Yeah, they're not
yes,
hiding
yes.
this well.
They're acting real sus, and she picked up. I'm telling y'all, a woman's intuition. You guys can't really mess with that because it's real. It is 100% real. And you got a single mom who's pretend. That's another attorney liar. She's like, well, I don't want anybody knowing I'm an attorney. I don't know what the fuck it is about y'all thinking that they don't need to. Attorneys are dumb. I'm a paralegal. There's a lot of attorneys that are smart with law, but they're dumb. They're dumb. They have no social game. They're introverts. You can manipulate them if you want to. All you need is a few facts to sprinkle around everywhere. You know what I mean? It's not. You don't have to. But I guess it's a strategy now. Yeah, everybody, except for what's that? Blake, Bruce, what's his name?
Jake.
What? Jake? Yeah, Jake
he told
doesn't
everyone
care.
lawyer.
He's from Boston. Yeah, because he's a new attorney. He likes talking about it. But you have this single mom who's an attorney, so she's smart, and she's smart because she's raising these kids right by herself, which is already a feat. And then you have this woman with this extra big long toe who has an excellent balance. I don't know. It seems like that big toe has an extra brain in it, so she's a little smarter. It's hella big. I'm sorry.
It's huge.
It's like a plum on the bottom of the Tootsie Roll. Anyhow, so she's keying into them acting sus, and they are. They're acting like fifth graders.
Yeah.
For real. They're acting like fifth graders that found, I don't know, a PlayStation 5. And they don't want to turn it in. They want to keep it out of the lost and found just long enough so they can claim it.
Yep.
But they're acting hella sus. What are you doing with that controller? What controller? Oh.
Yeah, they're not.
They're so dumb. They're so dumb.
Not inconspicuous at all.
I really think that anybody, and this is the actor in me, but I really think that anybody who goes out on Survivor should, when they're cast, start taking improv lessons immediately. Because you need to be able to, number one, say yes and. You need to also, number two, be able to pivot. You need to be able to oh, you see this thing? Oh, well, actually, that's not what you saw. It's this, and do it convincingly. And
that's right. So like when someone like Emily's like, there's only 2 votes. Yep, because third vote was for you.
Yeah.
Why did he say it? Because he said that's enough. You want some votes for you? You want us to be talking about your ass when you're gone next week? Then shut the fuck up. That would be me. And then when you know what you do, shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's improv. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. And everybody here is like, yep.
Yes and.
Well, yeah, it's not yes and ... It's yes and shut the fuck up.
That's
the name of our episode.
The accelerated version. That's when you really have experience. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So
they found the hammer, and then they gave the hammer to Austin and Drew, the dynamic duo.
And they start whacking away at some rocks.
And then they split a rock open, and they find, what is it? A key?
Wasn't the idol in the rock?
Yeah, so it's the idol, and then the way this idol works right now is you get to use it once, but then if you decide to give up your vote for one vote, then you get.
So you can use it up to 5. You can use it up to 5 until there's 5 players left.
Yeah, if you give up your vote like 2 times in a row.
Does it say in a row on there? Is that confirmed?
Yes, because you give up your first tribal council, then your second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you get to have a third one.
Yeah.
And then you get to have it until there's 5 people left.
Yep.
Ghandia, how do you feel about these like complicated like idols
I hate them. I think they're interesting now because I'm nice and snuggly in my nice little apartment, sitting on my couch watching my big comfy TV. My windows are closed. I don't even feel the breeze. I've got my heat. I can get something to drink. Give me a little glass of Sunny D. I can smoke my little hookah or whatever. I love it. When you're in the game and you're starving and you're dirty and you stink and everybody stinks and you want something. And now the game is crafted where finding these ridiculous fucking idols hidden all over the place is essential to the furtherance or advancement of your gameplay.
Yeah.
And I hate it because it has all these things that I have to fucking remember. I don't want to remember all those things.
Yeah. It's hard to remember when we're here and like fed and like functioning and getting enough sleep. I can't even imagine having to like remember all of that when you're starving.
At least it ain't no stupid shit where you gotta say a damn riddle or something.
That's
something
true.
dumb, because that shit was making me want to punch Jeff Probst all in his throat, honey. Sorry. Now, what the fuck? It don't even fit. It's dumb. It's a way for you to get caught so that someone votes you out. That's what it is. So at least they don't have that goofy shit this time.
Ridiculous.
It's just too. I feel like it's too many idols. I just feel like and then the reason I say too many idols, you find the idol, and then it says you got to find the idol, and then you get all happy, like Austin. He was so happy, but now there's a whole much. It's like this guy you really really like sends you a text, and the first sentence is "I really love you." It's like, oh my god, ... But I should let you know that I like to kiss dogs on the mouth, and I sleep with my dog. And actually, I occasionally eat dog food with my dog. So if you want to be with me, I mean, I'm a millionaire, so we can go to my place in Fiji. But my dog travels with me. I have a dog backpack. I actually have a front dog carrier too, and I have a dog stroller. Actually, I don't want my dog to walk at all. And if you down with that, and you like to taste the dog food, then come on, let's get married. That's what the fuck that's like.
That's the best analogy that I've ever heard, especially for anything Survivor related. And that's the only way I will ever explain these idols and advantages to anyone ever again. Thank you.
Since the too long didn't read. Unless that fucking piece of paper has right in the middle, Helvetica, centered perfectly, you have won the idol. Then that's good. But you got all this extra fucking crazy shit. Now I gotta remember that.
It's too much.
This is a hot guy who's a millionaire, but this motherfucker likes to have his dog kiss him in the mouth, and he eats dog food sometimes, and I have to do that? No.
Yeah. No.
I'm not doing it. So now you have to remember. So now he has to give up his vote for every fucking community challenge to stay. I don't get how it helps, because you don't get to vote. But then that doesn't mean someone doesn't vote you out. What the hell?
That's true. But okay, so I will answer that question in 2 seconds. My first question before we continue is, so D and Mama J say that they're like a close pair in Ride or Dies. Yes. Who would have been your Ride or Die on Chewy Gone? If you had to just pick one. Tanya? I don't know.
Jan. It was Jan. Because Jan wanted to further herself in the game, but then she also just really had this authenticity about her that, to me, she was a good ally, because if she was lying, she was easily believed. And she was very unassuming, and she was just really a nice lady. And I remember when we were getting ready to settle down for the night, and I knew that I was going to get voted off. And I said, oh, she's like, how you doing, girl? I said, I'm hanging. And she's like, yeah. I said, I might be hanging by my fingernails. She's like, yeah, girl, by her fingernails. And it was like that resonated with me, because she was like, look, bitch, I'm going to go too, because I'm old as Jesus. You know what I mean? They're not. So we could feel the pressure, and she was a ride or die. She really was. She really, really was.
Love Jan. What a sweet lady.
Yes, I love her. It's fantastic.
So we get to the reward challenge, and the reward is fruit. Remember when rewards used to be like, you get to go to the Great Wall of China, you get to go to the Shaolin Temple. Now it's like, you want a pair.
You get to go to the Ritz and take a shower and shampoo your hair. Like, I remember, like, I was watching one Survivor. I don't know whose season it was. Maybe it was ours, but no, it was the one before us. And the gal got to go on a cruise ship or something. It was an alley set. This motherfucker said, "Ooh, oh, your hair smells so good."
Was that when they shared the mints?
Yes, that's when she came back with the mint in her mouth.
And took
Was that what was her name?
Nalia.
Yes.
Nalia, because her name was Heaven, spelled backwards. And he had his hair he had his nose all in her hair. Like, it was such a fantasy for him to smell freshly shampooed hair. That's how much they stink. That's how much it stink out there. That's how much it stinks out there, y'all. Everything stinks. Your breath stinks, but it goes away. It's like that nose blindness. It goes away. But then when you get voted off, and you take off all your shit smells like straight up campfire. And it's stinky. Like all my clothes smell like campfire and ocean. And it wasn't like dirty. It just was earthy, right? And then you're like, damn, I smelled like that? But everybody smelled like that. It's like everybody eating onions. If everybody is, you just don't smell it.
Yeah, that's true. You go nose blind.
But this challenge is fruit, just basic. Just here. That's how hard they're making
your stomach. I don't know. You haven't eaten, and all you're eating is fruit.
What happens in the days when you get a peanut butter jelly sandwich, or you get some nachos, or you get a steak, hamburger? Like, can you give them fruit? What the fuck?
Where's the Bula Burger Bar, Jeff?
That's true. Applebee's.
And on this episode right now, it would have said fruit. I guarantee my face would have been stuck. The fuck? With a side of beef? With some ham sandwiches?
Yeah, where's the protein?
Just
there's
fruit?
no protein.
Fruit don't have protein. What the fuck are you doing?
Run right through you.
And you'll get diarrhea like a mug.
Yeah.
You're just gonna eat fruit. The fuck? That's mean. And
enough-
you're gonna get more dehydrated. Stupid.
That's true. We could shit on the fruit forever, but
Ew.
the exciting the exciting part of this is that the winner of this challenge gets to go raid one of the other camps. And I think not only the cool part about this is like, okay, they don't really have a lot of supplies, but you get information.
Yes.
Ghandia, would you have liked to be the person if your tribe had won this? Would you like to be the person to do it?
100%. To me, it's analogous to when each person from the tribe goes to the remote location and does that little challenge and you get to know each other. It's even better than that because you get to go in their camp, you get to see how things are, clicking. You'll immediately see who's close and who's not. And then also for somebody with my personality type, I get to kind of schmooze and, entertain, maybe tell a couple inappropriate jokes, oh, she's so funny, And those flippers, give me them. Give me those. You know what I mean? Okay, see you losers later. And then you need to go back and spill. And so it's a very valuable thing for the social aspect and also just to take some shit that you know that they need.
Yeah,
the question becomes, what is it that you take?
Yeah.
What is it that you take?
I say you take whatever is least important because you just try and make it about schmoozing them and you don't try and piss them off by taking something essential like their machete or something.
Well, I'm taking the machete or the flint.
You're going to schmooze them and take the machete?
I don't give a fuck. I get to take one thing. I'm taking something that you need for chopping or making fire. Ooh, they would be mad at me. And then I'd be talking shit. See you later. I'm gonna get fires. You know what? We're gonna have a fire in our little living room area and in our rumpus room area. Yep, 2 areas now because we have 2 flips. It's like having 2 remote controls. Yes, I would go over there talking gang and shit. Why not? Because like when you make someone angry and they're in competition and they're deprived of things that they need to like function, you're gonna make them kind of fuck up.
True. Yeah,
Oh,
mind games.
I'll make them mad later for the murder. I don't give a fuck about them with the murder. Keep your ass on. Individuals, I don't give a fuck. And if I don't, be on the jury. Not voting for you, bitch. Look, I still got your point. That's what it's about. I want to see, you know what I mean? Because that's why they do that. So that you can the other tribes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Not just to make nice. You could do that, but it's not just for them.
That's fair. And I feel like this was specifically interesting because Caleb, who's the one who goes, he has to give an advantage to somebody else. And the crazy part is 2 things that I thought were crazy. One, he gives it to Drew, and Drew immediately says, oh, by the way, this is an advantage that I have. Like, whoa. Why are you just like spreading this immediately? And then the second thing is Caleb pulls everybody aside individually. If I was one of those people, I'd be like, that's so suspicious. He's coming on way too strong. What did you make of that?
What are you interviewing for? A job? What the fuck are you pulling everybody? You're not a producer. What the fuck are you doing? Confessionals? No, dummy. This is not Love Island. You're not. This is not Bachelor in Paradise. You're not trying to date somebody.
Can I
Yeah. So as everybody can see, I got the date card. David, can I talk to you for a sec? I said I'm trying to fuck. Ain't nobody trying to fuck on this show. And I would have done this face as soon as he pulled the first person to the side. What is he doing? What is he having interviews for what? It's dumb because there's you know this. You have to walk a thin line where you're not trying to intimidate people and you're not trying to show any type of privilege or preference, because the slightest thing out there, because you're not in the real world, is going to irritate somebody. And because there's nothing else to focus on, they're going to remember little fucking things like that.
Mhm.
And what was the point? For what? What was the point? You didn't understand the assignment.
Yeah.
Well, I think that he probably also wanted to be more like
In
on the
depth.
down low about giving the advantage away to one person, and he didn't want to make it obvious, I guess. I don't know. But and yeah, and
There's
let's
another way.
I think
Yes.
so too. But let's unpack for a second Drew immediately saying, "Oh, thanks for that. Oh, I have an advantage, by the way."
That's that book smart stupid shit that I was talking about in the beginning. You know, he thinks that he is so smart, but he's so dumb. You're smart with the books, but you're dumb with the survivor knowledge. Like what? It annoyed me as much as Emily saying, "Oh, you notice there was only 2 votes." He didn't ask your shit about what you had. You didn't have to say anything. But because he's trying to play this honest game, and first of all, when was honest game a strategy? That shit ain't no strategy. What the hell? Authenticity is a strategy. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be honest. He's
Sure.
just dumb, honey. Oh Lord.
And I'm just really glad.
Social dumb, honey.
I'm just so thankful that you're saying this, because the first ever notes that I took on this season, the first episode, the first confessional is from Drew, and he goes, "I'm one of the smartest people to ever play this game." And
Right.
immediately I'm just
I'm
like,
like, what? Huh?
okay.
Who
Congrats.
standards? But
Yeah.
by whose standards? His own. Ain't no statistics for that shit. Shit, I think I'm the smartest person to play the game. Goddamn, what the fuck? Everybody could say that. What are you talking about? You dummy. You're the dumbest person. You're the dumbest, can't hide suspicion on your face, motherfucker. Like, you probably didn't get whooped a lot because you probably one of them kids got whooped one time. And then you're like, you know what? And then the siblings are like, don't say shit. I think it's just better that we're honest. You're the little brother that gets his ass beat by his siblings. You're the kid in class that gets fucking punched in the bleachers because you think it's always the best to be so fucking honest. No.
Ghandia, Drew is listening to this somewhere sobbing right now.
Wait, can I play devil's advocate on this? On this one? Because I will say, I usually am not one to share advantages. Like don't keep it locked up. Don't share it.
That's tough too. I agree.
But he already shared this one. Like he already made the mistake. So it's almost like he already made the mistake. So he's just like,
so let's make the mistake.
It's like then it doesn't. The next mistakes don't really like sharing it more matters less. Almost maybe.
No, I don't agree with that.
I don't know if I agree with that either. But
I feel like if you make a mistake and you say some shit that you're not supposed to say, you can't just say it again in a different context and expect it to work. It's like some Einstein shit. You're gonna do this shit again, but a different time. This time it'll work. No, Goofy, no one asked you. An advantage, if you look up the definition of advantage, it puts you ahead of somebody else. You ain't gonna be ahead of nobody else if you tell them that you have it.
That's true. And if you look up the word diva in the dictionary, do you know what you find?
Me?
Ghandia. You know it. We also have a fan here, Oliver, saying that I'm loving all the facts Ghandia is saying right now. Read Drew to Phil.
Read Drew to Phil. He needs it, honey. I just still want him to say, you know what I noticed? I'm tall. I want him to say something other than I'm smart. Like, I can dunk on these fools. Like, say something. Like, I have red hair. I don't know. He needs to tap into.
And the thing is, I've been seeing a lot of comparisons, and I think he may have compared himself in the episode of saying, like, me and Austin are like JT and Steven. It's like, okay, but like Steven Fishback is a personable guy, and I'm sure that Drew has some good moments, but I'm not really seeing a lot of evidence of that. And like Steven is very likable and like endears people to him. I don't know.
Right. Like I said, he pointed out 3 characteristics of him and one of himself. I'm smart. What? That's it. You're not charming. You don't know riddles. I don't know. You can't tell a joke. What else can you do, boo?
All right. Before we roast Drew some more to oblivion, I want to give him a break, and I want to go on to the next section. So what ends up happening? Ghandia, you're making me laugh too much right now.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's the content.
It's time to be a professional podcaster who talks about Reba McEntire.
Yes.
So the advantage, like we said, so you can use it at one tribal, or you give up your vote, you get it for the rest of the pre-merge, or you give up your vote again and you get it until the final 5.
Right.
And it is a little bit too much going on. Okay, but now I want to get your opinions on the other types of things that are going on. For example, like the idol and the wax. Because I said last week, like I would just gnaw through the wax myself.
No, David, you can't gnaw through the wax. I knew your ass was gonna say some shit like that. When I saw that motherfucking candle, okay, first of all, it's terrible. The Lulu losers don't have no fire. They don't have no flint. You can put it in the sun, it ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? You could gnaw through it, but this direction specifically say you need to burn it.
But I wouldn't care about the directions.
No, you have to care about the directions, honey. That's the way it works. It's a game. There's rules. All right. Did it say you can burn it or you can gnaw your teeth through it? No, it did not say that. It did not say that. You have to burn it, which means, hey, you found an idol, but you suck because you have no fire. You're stupid. That's what the fuck that was. It showed them how much of losers you still are. You don't have fire. So even though you found this, you can't fucking use it.
True. And they keep losing because
and that's why she laughed like that. She's like, we don't have fire.
I will say that was comedic gold. That was honestly like it was
brutal,
so but it was so funny. Like
and she's sitting there with the candle. You can't do shit with it.
And
you can clunk Emily. You can knock Emily out with that shit. Clunk her in the head. That's what you can do. Shut her up. For
Emily was medically evacuated because of the wax idol.
It was like sticking out of her head and shit. She's like, I don't know why she hit me with this idol. All I was doing was saying text. It's not my fault that I don't think pyramids are batteries. And she still has it. Like, when are they gonna melt it? Like, when? Next episode?
Oh, she did at Tribal. But it didn't matter. Wait, we'll get to it. So the immunity challenge happens, and Tugwith and I like to say that the challenges are just the same thing in a different font every single time. So we're not gonna.
The Roman, it's not. The challenges are not as good as they used to be.
No. And so Reba wins immunity first, then Bello, and for the 3rd time in a row, the losers.
Yes. I feel bad for them. They just gonna be one person at the merge.
They got the sad music. I mean, usually you hear the triumphant winning, and they got the sad music from the editors.
I know. That means they're a character. They have completely. That means the show says, "Look at these losers. We're gonna give them the loser music." That's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
They don't, like you said, they got the sad music. I was like, oh, I ain't never gonna win. They're gonna be my merger too. Bless their heart. You gave me the color yellow. Yellow's not a winning color. What the fuck?
It's
red and yellow. What the hell?
It's almost if the reward wasn't actually an advantage and the fruit actually did nothing to help them in their game, and almost like fruit was a dumb reward.
It was stupid. You should have given them tacos or what are they eating in Fiji? I don't know. They could have given them
honestly give them spices or something. Like at least that can do something. I don't know. I think fruit is
fruit challenge. You get fruit. I don't want fucking fruit. I want a steak.
Send the red berets. Send the red berets from Thailand. Something.
Hell yes, and to teach us how to do something.
Yeah.
I want a whole chicken. Can I have a glass of milk? I'll take a glass of milk. Please.
A jar of peanut butter.
No. Yes. Oh, Jack Rules get on my nerves.
Not fruit, that's for sure.
This commentary still gets on my nerves. It's entertaining, but it's fucking. Shut up. Brandon's still struggling from the other challenge. I wanted Brandon to say, I know, bitch. Shut up. I want somebody to do that.
You know, I feel like
Fuck them on the first chance, bitch ass.
Sassy Jeff really came alive for the first time in Thailand because it all happened with that freaking attack zone challenge
Oh
where
my
Jeff
God.
was like,
No.
enough, you weren't in the attack zone, get out of here. And that also gave us you barking. We got a wonderful clip of you going, woof, woof, woof.
Yeah, because they're like idiots. And I was just feeling it. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I don't know. That shit makes you go crazy. My God.
That was such a chaotic challenge that I think about once a week.
I think our episode when Jeff Rose was like, you know what? I hate these motherfuckers. I like these people. And I think it made it better. You know, because you're not gonna really like some of those people. Because
You're telling me that Jeff didn't absolutely love Clay and Brian? What?
Oh.
Sorry, I can't speak ill of Clay, but I can speak ill of Brian.
It's the face that you made. It's the face. You sure about that? Are you sure?
Okay, Ghandia, really quick. If you had 30 seconds to say whatever you wanted to say to Jeff Probst, what would you say? If you had him face to face, what would you say?
30 seconds. I really appreciate your hosting style. I think you should retire. You're cute. Bye. Is that 30 seconds?
Wow, that was so succinct and a lot kinder than I imagined it was going to be. I'm not gonna lie.
Because you know how I feel about Jeff Probst continuing to host. I think it's time for you to host. But I think if I'm face to face with him, there has to be some kindness there.
That's true.
Because what else does he host? Right?
Rock and Roll Jeopardy. It used to be the Jeff Probst show, but that didn't work out.
I mean, Rock and Roll Jeopardy didn't work out either.
That was a crash out. The Jeff Probst show. Nigga, you mean Survivor?
That's true. That's true. We don't have it anymore because we have the Jeff Probst show, aka.
Well, there's RuPaul's Drag Race, and then there's the part after the Drag Race, right, where you get all the tea. That goes
Untucked. Yeah.
Untucked, right. So if you're gonna do Survivor, then you got to do, the Jeff Probst show like right after that. Like I didn't.
It's called On Fire. He hosts a podcast now. It's very.
I like the way you say that. It's like you're trying to make it sound more important by the way you're saying it.
You could tell.
Yes. Yeah.
Damn. I need to work on my improv skills.
You lost me at it's called On.
On Fire.
I've been talking with the upper crust. I hate
it. Wow.
But that's what I would say.
All right, that was very diplomatic.
Very diplomatic.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like they're making all these changes to the gameplay. They're making all these changes to the rules. They're making all these changes to how many people are on each tribe and all these ins and outs. But one thing is staying consistent, that it's him.
That's true.
That's fine, but I don't think the show is mutually exclusive to that host. That show can still go on with somebody else.
And who do you think should be that host besides yourself?
Thank you, because I was waiting for you to answer me. I would like to see Tifa keeps coming to mind, but she's the equalizer. Maybe has a podcast. The podcast guy. Yes. I would like to see that.
Rob Sesternino.
Oh, Rob Sesternino.
Yeah, Rob Sesternino, I think, would be really great. I would like to see a former survivor who won.
Ooh. Maybe like Cochran?
Yes. And then even to make it more interesting, one season you have this winner host, and then we have another winner host, but they still have to have some kind of charisma, right? Some kind of personality. I like that. To do it, you know what I mean? So it's that way. I feel like as a super fan, you see a future of maybe what you could do.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
That's true. It's aspirational.
Yeah, and it really brings it down to the people.
Yeah, I love that. That's a really good suggestion. Ghandia, no, that's the popular opinion. I think that would actually go over really well with the fans. I think a lot of people would be open to that.
Yeah.
So now we're back at Lulu before Tribal. They've lost for the third time, and Sabaya and Caleb decide that they're gonna say each other's names, and they're gonna like, but don't worry, like we're just gonna say each other's names. Little did they know they were actually coming for each other. And Sabaya plans to throw her idol in the fire at Tribal, melt the wax, and she's not gonna hide it.
It's so exciting.
Woo!
It's kind of like
you know what it is? It's
What?
on fire.
It's Jeff Probst.
He didn't throw Jeff Probst. You know what he said just now? Fuck you, Ghandia. It works. They just proved that shit, so fuck you. That's exactly what he did. Exactly what he did. You just gave him all of the tea. On fire. Shut up, David. I'm mad that it worked so brilliantly.
Unfortunately, it worked.
And you know what? That was kind of like an action movie. You know what I mean?
It was.
Kind of Raiders of the Lost Ark. What's gonna happen? I don't know. And then she's going, and then it goes.
but all of the
now it's in the fire, and then the fire goes. God. Then Jeff, well, that's an idol, and so dramatic.
The best part was, it was super dramatic at first, and then like Sabaya kept going up in the middle of it with her huge stick to be like poking it, being like, "Is it done yet? It's been on there. Oh, gotta flip it to the other side. Oh, it's a little charred now. Oh,
like a chicken cutlet, almost ready. Let me just flip it. Hold on, like 10 more minutes. Sabaya, we need your mouth. Just hold on.
Somebody get me a beer."
Okay. She's like, "Ooh, this is taking a long time. What the fuck?"
I thought like everything was gonna burn in it. Like I was like low key worried that like the paper was gonna burn. I was like, how is nothing else burning except for the wax? Obviously, it was in a canteen, and I just didn't think it through. But
Yes.
I was like worried that the like instructions were gonna burn or something.
You also had Sean the water boy run over immediately with his canteen. I love how the conversation must have gone like this. It must have been like, "Hey, like, I need you to help out. Would you mind giving some of your water?" He's like, "My water? I really don't have any water left." And she's like, "You need to do this. You need to do this." So he's like running over and like dumping all of his water out. And he's like, "I don't really get to drink tonight, but the good news is she's got an idol."
She's got
But she doesn't.
wax has water in it.
And she doesn't even end up staying is the horrible part of all of it.
No.
It really would have been better if when she threw the candle into the fire, it was a little explosion. Right? That would have made it. And the fact that you also left.
Walk us through.
You need fire because she needed to break that shit down before Tribal to give her a strategy. It's not like this is not a Nicolas Cage movie. You can't just throw it in the fire and now all of a sudden everything is gonna happen. It's just
it just requires more planning. Tegwith, walk us through what ends up happening through the end of Tribal.
Oh my gosh! I mean, like, just like what actually happened or how I felt, because it was so.
Give us both.
Sabaya finally gets the idol, right? She does, but she doesn't open it up. She takes it to the voting confessional and she unfurls it. And apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I heard through the grapevine right before we got on here that apparently somebody told her she had to open it in the confessional. Like in the voting booth, because I don't know why, but she had to like open the thing and read it because apparently she wasn't going to read it until after.
Her dumbass couldn't even fucking break it down because they don't have fucking fire because they've been losing.
Yeah. So I don't know how that would have affected anything. It probably would have made it was a tie, but we don't find out what happens, right? Sabaya goes back and then Jeffrey reads the votes and it's 2 votes Sabaya and 1 vote Caleb. Emily doesn't even get a vote.
God damn. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this. I think that's your sleeper. I think she's one of your sleepers, is Emily's ass. I hate to say it, but after that shit happened today, I'm like, yo, because divine intervention is finding its way to her now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the line that she said, where she was like, I think this was a great line that she said right before she goes to tribal. And she even said to Caleb, she was like, oh, I know we have to leave for tribal in a couple of minutes, is what she said. And she says, and she tells Caleb all this is happening. And she says, and quote, this is not like Emily trying to save my ass. It's Emily trying to save your ass, which I think is a very good way to say that. Very convincing. If someone told me that, I'd be like, oh God, okay, fine. I'll do what you need me to do.
Right. So she's learning how to strategically say the shitty shit that she says in a less shitty way.
Yeah.
Progress.
So that she's showing value to other people of the knowledge that instead of being a dick about it.
So is she out of your least favorite 3 now?
No, I still hate the fuck out of her. She's still my number 1. I'm sorry. Oh, number 2 behind Bruce. I'm sorry. Oh no.
Wait, and Drew is
a good player and still get on my damn nerves. Those 2 things are not mutually exclusive.
Drew is lower now.
I'll tell you that shit about me. There's motherfuckers that love me as a character, as a player, but they can't stand me. See? They don't go together.
Well, they're wrong.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Okay. Valid.
Yeah. Wait, but you're telling me that Drew is below, like you like Drew more than you like Emily?
No, I think they're both. They're equally yoked.
All right. Well, they're tied. But we get some exciting news at the end of the next on Survivor. There's going to be a tribe swap.
Yes.
How
we
sad
love
is
the tribe swaps.
The tribe swap. I mean, we haven't had a tribe swap in so long. The excitement that I feel inside, that I should not be this excited for a tribe swap. Like this should be
a merge. A merge, everybody just comes together and then everybody's all fake and shit. But a swap, it's like wife swap. You know, you get somebody's wife for a couple weeks or some shit. You know, you get to fuck around with them and see how horrible they cook or whatever. And then you think that you can return them. That's not gonna happen. But then you're gonna find out little secrets and shit, and you're gonna make other little like sneaky alliances.
That's true. What did you wish, or were you thinking or expecting in Thailand that there was gonna be a tribe swap, and you were like praying for it, or were you like, oh,
yeah, because I had gotten myself into such hot water. I just wanted to get out.
Yeah.
Was hoping that it would be a merge or a swap.
Or a mutiny, which the mutiny happened the day after, or the episode after you left. Imagine if you were there for the mutiny.
Yeah, imagine. And then I probably would be 50 pounds lighter and $1 million richer. But that's not what happened. Okay? That's not. But I think about it. I try not to think about it every day, but now I'm going to think about it every day after you brought it up. Thanks, David. But anyway.
Wow, David.
When you're someone that you know is not well liked, and you know, even if you are well liked, but you know people are coming for you for one reason or another, a tribe swap is like it's a get out of jail free card. So all these people that aren't really vibing, or people that think they're in trouble, they are, they get a little, respite from that, and then you get to learn some tea about some other people too, which is really helpful.
We do love to sip on the tea here. What were you going to say, Tegway?
I was going to ask, do you guys think that Katurah and Brutes are going to be separated? Do you already know?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Do you think they're going to be separated, or do you think they're going to be swapped into the same tribe?
I think if the producers are smart, they will separate them. And then, because then you have Katurah, who's going to immediately start talking shit about Bruce. But Bruce ain't going to do that. What's Bruce going to do? Hey, guys, what's this? This is what I did when we were on our island. And listen, I'm not your dad. I'm your cookie crazy Uncle Brucey.
Ghandia, you're gonna have to have some heated conversation with the 45 cast when you interact with them.
I don't give a fuck. I want that smoke. I will say everything to your face. I don't give a fuck. I'm not on Survivor no more. Y'all the freshmen. I already been graduated. Fuck with me if you want to. Oh, Bruce Perot, stop hating. We struck a nerve. I'm sorry, that robot. I wouldn't have said shit until the robot. When the robot
that was it for you?
I was like, oh hell no. That's the my don't find damn things.
You know, it happens, you know.
It happens.
Well,
oh my goodness. Look.
We are going to take a quick ad break, and when we come back, we are going to give away some awards for the people we think played the best socially and the worst socially. And Ghandia, we're going to try and limit to one award. I know you're probably going to want to give it to half the cast, but we're just going to try and give it to like one person.
Okay, all right. That sounds
we
good.
will be right back.
What's up, guys? I'm Todd Herzog, the winner of Survivor China, and I want to welcome you to Todd's Pop Shop. Here, me and my husband Jess, we custom make Funko Pops. We'll make literally anybody or anything you could imagine. But being that we're here listening to the Survivor Now podcast, I'm assuming you're all Survivor fans. So take a look at these. Some custom Funkos of your favorite Survivor winners, Sandra and Yule. Or how about Big Brother fans? Suri Goddess herself playing the game of Big Brother. You can also get her in Survivor form. Or maybe yourself with your favorite buff and a torch, playing the game. But even better, get yourself with your favorite player like Nora here with Ozzy. And since you're listening to the Survivor Now podcast, if you mention this ad, you will get $10 off your first order and free shipping. All season long, Survivor 45 should be a good one. Mention this ad, $10 off and free shipping. I'll be watching too, still a diehard fan to this day. Hit me up on Instagram, Todd's Pop Shop, or toddspopshop@gmail.com, or on Facebook, and I will see you soon.
And we are back, and it is time to give out some awards. So the first award that we're going to give away is the Social Butterfly Award, and that is the person we think played the best socially this week. Ghandia, as our guest, I would love to hear who you think played best this week.
Can you hear me? Can
Yep.
you hear me? Okay. Can you see me still?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think who played best this week, Social Butterfly, I'm going to have to give it to I think I'm going to give it to, dare I say, Emily or D? I'm going to say D.
Okay.
Is that her name?
Yeah. The one with the big toe. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Because she's like under the radar. She's figuring people out. She has a good ally in Mama J. And so, yeah, that's who I'm going to say.
Nice. Yeah. Good intuition from her. I completely agree. Tegwith, how about you?
Yes.
Wildly, I was debating between those two as well. I'm like honestly shocked that those were your two because I was debating. So I was debating between Emily because of how she essentially got to, from what that it looked like, she got Caleb to kind of flip in theory. I don't mean we didn't see everything about it, but from what we saw, but I almost am also leaning towards D, and I'm doing this because I think that you're right. Her intuition on calling them out was so amazing. And also she knew that they had a good enough bond to where they would like tell her, and they did. And they told her all about the advantage. And she and Mama J even like gave them back the advantage. So without them, without those two, Austin would not have his idol.
Right.
And so I'm kind of shocked, but we do have. I'm just like, I didn't think that Emily would be in your top, and I was debating between those two. But I'm sorry. Long story short, I'm going with D.
It's ironic. I can't stand her, and she had a horrible game at the beginning, but she's improved now where she's staying.
Yeah.
So I call that.
She's made some progress.
Yeah.
And for all of the reasons that we've said, I am going to say D as well, because I think she has a really good chance at going far in the future. I think she's in a good, solid alliance with people that she like trusts, but she's also skeptical of, and she has great intuition. She had it in the beginning with Sifu, with him being all weird about the idols in the first couple episodes. Now she's being really good with her intuition related to Austin and Drew. So huge props to D. All right, now on the flip side, who, Ghandia, would you say is the driver of the social struggle bus?
Drew.
All right. I don't think we need to even explain the rationale, but please do, just for shits and giggles.
He is thinking so smart, and he probably is very book smart. But the thing that I learned about people that, book smart, have degrees and all this, they don't tend to be, very savvy. He's not reading social cues well. His social game is awkward, and he gives up too much information. So he's just really struggling. He's driving the social gameplay struggle bus. So
Sorry, Drew. All right, Tegwith.
I honestly was unsure about this one. Because I feel like we saw some really good social gameplay, and the people that we've seen, like, I feel like we didn't hear from a lot of people this episode. So I feel like there was like for example, J Maya, we didn't hear from. Sifu, we didn't hear from. Brando, we didn't hear from. Who else? We were somebody else. Oh, I don't think we heard from Bruce this episode, really. Like, he didn't get a confessional. So there are a lot of people that we didn't really see a lot of their gameplay. And I'm not saying that any of them would be like this. And so, but I feel like I can't really go on them because we didn't really get their point of view this episode. I think I would have to probably, because I think it would be down to Austin and Drew for me. And I don't think it's Austin because he wasn't the one that was caught. He was the one that was caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and maybe that's on timing. But I think I would have to, because Drew was caught. He didn't really save it very well. Luckily, Mama J and D wanted to continue working with them, but that was I feel like a luck rather than anything else. So I think I would also have to go with Drew.
Yeah. All right. Well, 3 for 3 on Drew, because I completely agree. I think that he fumbled. The look on his face when he was called out, and he just couldn't he couldn't say yes and shut the fuck up.
I didn't do it.
But all right. That is our award section. Before we finish up for this episode, Ghandia, who do you think is going to be the winner of Survivor 45? If you had to take a guess right now, a shot in the dark, I might say.
Emily. Sorry. I know, because I don't like her, but I think she's going to be able to weave her way through, and she's going to be a sleeper. We're not going to expect it.
Well, you have familiarity with winners or villains winning Survivor, so I mean,
yes,
yeah.
I just see her doing it, and I don't. It's not like I like saying this. I'm just looking at it strategically from, a gameplay aspect. She just looks like this. She just looks like the sleeper to me.
And we tend sometimes to find that when you're in the tribe that comes in with really low numbers, the two tribes that were in strong numbers end up battling against each other, and those few people wiggle through the cracks.
Yes.
So yeah,
we'll
that's
see.
a strong choice. Amazing. Of
Thank
course.
you.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us for Survivor Social. It's been one hell of a ride. We've pissed off half of the cast of 45. We've loved on some other ones. We got some incredible moments from Ghandia, which were to be expected, because when it's Ghandia, you're getting hilarity and perfection and beauty and everything all above. So if you're just listening to this on Spotify, come to YouTube and watch this video all over again so you can see Ghandia being as radiant as ever. But thank you again so much for joining. Feel free to reach out to us at survivorsocialpod@gmail.com or message us on Instagram at Survivor Socialites. Ghandia, where can people find you if they want to keep up with what's going on in Ghandia's life?
I'm on Instagram. I am Ghandia Johnson, and I'm on Facebook. I don't ever check it. So yeah, Instagram.
All right. And any potential online Survivor games that you're going to be kicking ass on coming up?
No.
Or
why not? I am. Because it's hard. That's a lot of work.
That is work. Yeah.
That's the worst plan.
That's true. And okay, last question before we end this. what
sir.
about any like theater productions? Tell me what's going on in the acting world for Ghandia.
I just wrapped. We just wrapped Little Mermaid, where I played Sebastian. That was like my favorite thing ever. And then I'm doing a production here locally in Boulder called Brown Sugar Nutcracker. So I'll be the narrator. And if you're familiar with Nutcracker, there's a scene. There's a part in the Nutcracker where there's a woman and she pulls up her dress and all these kids come out and dance and she controls them. So I'm doing that. So I'm doing the Nutcracker.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
exciting.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
again,
yes.
thank you again so much for joining us, Ghandia. We love you. Thank you all so much for listening, everyone, and we will catch you next week on Survivor Social. Bye.